French, and it's only very recently that I realized that I was fully British. Because I lived there for 5 years, came back 3 years ago. And I'm not talking about loving to queue or being drunk all the time, like now. Stereotypes, I know. Or following the Queen on Instagram, I do that. No, I'm talking about something way deeper. Like now, I get offended when people are very direct with me. I never ever say what I really think. And it does happen that I leave a party without saying goodbye. And in French, we actually call this filer à l'anglaise. It's a true expression that means leaving like a British person. Yeah. So to tell you why I'm fully British, I need to tell you the story of when my friend started to touch herself in my bed when I was in my bed too. So last weekend, my friend Jess, she's English, she decided to come and visit me in Paris, and we were very excited because we hadn't seen each other for a while. That's not where it starts. So we decided to go out to celebrate, have a few drinks, we partied, it was great. Obviously we got drunk. And I mean, she's British, you know, and it's a stereotype, but you know, it's like in France, we do complain all the time. It's like a national sport, and if you don't do it, you can't say that you belong to the country until you do it every day all the time. So we got drunk, and because I've been back for 3 years now, I'm not used to or trained to drink more than 4 pints in a row. So I told her, listen, I'm gonna go home, stay here, have fun, party, and whenever you want to come home, just come home. And I go home, all is good in paradise so far. I go to bed, I put my earplugs, and I go to sleep. All is good in paradise. 4 a.m., she comes back home, she's really drunk. She comes to bed with me. All is still good in paradise. But a few moments later, I get awakened by a sound that was like, and I'm like, Marianne, breathe. You're wearing earplugs. It's probably not what you think. So very discreetly, I took off my earplugs, and then within a second, I knew I was right. Jess was touching herself in my bed next to me, and I was like, "This is so disrespectful." Like, but you know what, Marianne? Breathe. It's only gonna last for 5 minutes, and then it will be done. Okay. Half an hour later, she's still at it, and she's louder and louder. So it's like, and I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. And she starts to have spasms in her body. So she's trembling like this. The whole bed is moving. I'm moving with it, obviously. But I'm trying to pretend I'm asleep. So I'm like trying not to move. But I know that she knows that it's impossible that I'm asleep. So I start thinking, maybe she does that on purpose. Maybe she's loud because she wants me to be like, hey, let's do this together. And I'm like freaking out. Guys, I felt so petrified and so disrespected, like nothing was good in paradise anymore, that's for sure. And I was this close to actually turn around and finish her. Because only guys take more than 10 minutes to make us have an orgasm, right? You know what I'm talking about. But at some point, I think she climaxed. I'm like, oh my god, such a relief. She gets up, goes to the kitchen, takes a glass of water, as you do, and then she goes to the bathroom, and then I hear the noise again. And I'm like, does she want to have an orgasm in every corner of her flat? Like my flat, we're in Paris. My flat is like a box where everything is reachable from any point. So if you want to shower while cooking, it's possible, right? But anyway, I'm like, okay, and she leaves the light on and comes back to bed. And this is when I lost it. I was like, man, you can come home late and drunk. Okay. You can touch yourself in my bed next to me. Okay. But you leave the light on and you come back to bed and I can't sleep anymore. No, this is not going to happen. So picture this. I'm in my bed. I'm on the side next to the wall because we're in Paris. There's no like 2 sides of the bed. There's only 1 side. So to go and turn off the light, I need to climb over her, pretending I think she's asleep when I know she's not asleep and she's horny. Do you picture this? It's like, ooh, I hope I don't wake her up. No, she's not sleeping, but anyway, I manage it. I turn off the light. This is when I hear the most begging voice ever that says, Marianne, please, can you leave the light on? I need to go to the bathroom easily. I think I'm about to die. What? What are you talking about? So I asked her, I was like, what's going on? And she's like, well, I have endometriosis and my period. Yeah, she knows, no one else knows. So for the others, endometriosis basically is like someone is going into your body, grabbing your uterus or your balls, and like punching them as if they were a punching ball until you are in such pain that you pass out. Yeah. So then the last 45 minutes of spasms and terrible screams make sense, but in a total different way. And I was like, but Jess, why didn't you like wake me up? I was obviously asleep. And just tell me about it so I could help out. And she was like, well, I was too embarrassed. And that is very disturbing music. I was too embarrassed, and I hoped my screams would wake you up. Can I just finish 1 second? Thank you. So I was too embarrassed, and I hoped my screams would wake you up. And I was like, shit. And this is how I knew I was British, because I was too embarrassed myself to actually turn around and just say what's going on, right? Because this is what we do, Brits. We never say what we really think. I love you guys. Thank you very much.